Infinite shutdown on Division. CJ showing up in the kill.
Gonna keep this going for as long as they can. He's saying with the pulse bomb with the churro, it's up to RuPaul to keep this defense kicking until respawns do. And Shocker meters away from capping, and I feel like Florida.
They lose a tremendous amount of their damage they had available, and now Zero drops the EMP. No kills immediately until Catatrix falls, and now it's 99%. This might just be it.
Good drop. There's no Maywall from Speedily. Okay, nothing from there. American Tornado not home quite yet. Still waking up from a long sleep. Kind of hibernating at the bottom. Also pretty scared of that amp.
Couldn't be enough, and instead it's an elimination against them. A phenomenal railgun shot from Plato opens the door for the side of Boise. Shear's turret goes down, 4 damage offline, and Bagel gonna find another elimination. Abdallah, the Roadhog missing. This is Boise's time.
It looks like both Blizzards do come out, and it looks like the beat does come out on the side of Newts, and both beats come out, and Genie does find the opening pick onto Jazza, and it looks like
and this is just
on point. Oh my god.
Pascal is just trying to get value where he can get value, and yeah, the supports are just there. Jizza is using his ult, but he pushes them towards Pascal, and Pascal's looking at the whole team. What is this transcendence, bro? What is happening?
Not allowed to play the game, going to be taken out. It's a great opening pick there. Losing your Symmetra while holding on to the point is not good. Just was behind kill as he's going to boot the tank right off the edge there. Can he get a third?
Eden does drop low to the pulse bomb, but Peter's taken out before he can finish off the kill. Coalesce is coming out from Swift. Plato takes out EMP, and it looks like this fight's going to go to the way of Flush, flipping extremely quickly after the...
Got a rock connecting on the balcony very safe.
Hello, everybody. What a fantastic welcome it is for this beautiful day, night, whenever you are deciding to watch this broadcast. I'm username _Intel here, joined by, well, Mr. Dividing by Zero, as we make, I would say, almost a nostalgic return to League Zero for, I think, a very beautiful event.
Yeah, absolutely. A great event indeed on this Sunday night, as we revisit some of the best days, the best teams in League Zero history, Flushed and the San Francisco Glock. A lot of these players have gone on to be in contenders. A lot of them have been in high-level collegiate matches. In one case, we even have an Overwatch League graduate, and MKey is also here. So I'm really excited to see what we have ahead of us. This should be a lot of fun. It should be a big nostalgia blast for everyone here in League Zero. Just seeing some of these teams come together again.
I absolutely agree. I mean, a lot of these players we've got to see when they were little babies, you know, when they just got to try things out when they were, Season 1, Season 2, even the beginning, kind of experiencing what Overwatch was, and they finally got that jump into what they wanted to do. And honestly, I gotta say, first of all, I'm very proud of all of them, but I'm also very thankful that they're showing up, helping out the charity, and also just getting a chance to kind of one last BM with each other.
Oh, absolutely. It should be a lot of fun. Obviously, fairly low stakes for everyone, since it is, of course, a charity show match. But there is, of course, quite a bit of bragging rights on the line
Yeah.
because Flushed and SF Glock competed in separate seasons of League Zero. Like, they never actually ended up playing together and against each other before. So, some people would say Flushed is the best team in League Zero history. Some people would say SF Glock is the best team in League Zero history. And honestly, even though this is a fairly this is like a low stakes match, there's nothing really on the line here for either of these teams. There is a level of like, oh, we're about to find out potentially the best team in League Zero history today.
Yeah, I would debate you and even say that there is something on stake because, I mean, when we're even just talking about these players, it's not that they have an ego. It's just that everybody here has just a very good friendly rivalry that you already know. The first time Jish was going to be able to land some type of ultimate on somebody, that's when the first type of BM comes out and everybody's just having fun. I think that's basically, you know, the winner's bragging rights. That's what we're looking out for. But
Absolutely.
yeah, we didn't get to mention fully onto the charity Legends Never Die, and it is a really good one with a bunch of goals going out right now. So far, we've raised $105. But if you're kind of curious on what it is, it's basically a charity on the Video Game and Esports Foundation to, well, help create an inclusive, safe, and what's the word? Aspirational to my English still not the best.
An aspirational network of gaming communities for all. Don't worry, I can be your English translator, even though you do absolutely speak it.
Hey, never need to worry, okay, Dividing. There is many reasons, all right? It's the League Zero effect on me, I think. You know, I'm going back to my ways of never being able to speak the English. I gotta work up my throat for this. But, you know, Dividing, you've had a lot of history, especially when it comes down to this event. But more than anything, you've got to see these players grow, especially in the collegiate scene. Who would you say, at least, it's a bit more interesting to kind of go out? Because, again, Flush and Glock never truly had that fight, but a lot of these players have faced each other before in different type of environments.
Oh, man. I remember back in the day when Zero was a Diamond Genji Pharah 2 trick, and now he is a GM Tracer 1 trick. So it's always really cool to see these players grow. Obviously, there's all these players have such bright futures. RuPaul already being heralded as one of the best flex supports in Overwatch League at the moment. Got the MVP honors for the Pro-Am, which was absolutely incredible to see. Super cool to see that he started off in our little community. And then, of course, players like Zera, players like Jazza, Glacial, have a ton of potential working down in Tier 3 right now. Even players like Plato have not really been in the Tier 3 scene, but have had tons of success in Collegiate. It's always a ton of fun.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Collegiate's been a little more competitive than comparably, say, contenders in OD. That is a very hot take, I guess you could say. But I think that's just because Collegiate's had a lot more time to kind of play. They're having a lot more opportunities, especially with the Collegiate Cup going out, as well as most of those players end up competing inside OD and other scenarios. So, honestly, I'm looking more out of these collegiate players, especially just because I think it's the season most recently. It's just been very fire, both on their side in competitions, but also this most recent balance patch, which just kind of thrown Overwatch into this fiery kind of inferno.
Are we allowed to play Life Weaver today? I imagine we are because there's a show match and no one actually like cares.
Yeah.
So what if we just did? I've never actually casted a match with Life Weaver active yet. And I think even though like the actual healing output is not good, I mean not to be crass, but the healing output is kind of bad. The utility and the niche strategies that you could come up with it if you wanted to is actually really, really cool. I'm excited to see teams continue to work with his kit, especially with the reworks to his kit and the buffs and the remapping of all of the inputs that's going to be coming through next week. It's going to make him a lot more viable, I think, and we're going to really start seeing teams take advantage of the unique capabilities he has.
Oh, absolutely. This might even be one of the first times where you're seeing, at least in this sort of level, players going up against each other with the Life Weaver, and I definitely want to see that. I think Life Weaver is... I've got that hot take of, like, I really like what Life Weaver... I like the utility that the character brings to the game. I love the ideas. I don't like the healing. Healer
Yeah.
not healing that much is definitely kind of the reason why you don't tend to pick Life Weaver. But also, I can totally expect one of these players to just kind of yoink one another and just kind of meme on it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the fact is, not only do you not heal very much, but you also slow down while you're charging up the healing, and so you have this massive hitbox. Like, Lifeweaver is a big man, has a massive hitbox, bigger than some DPS players. The pedals on his back count as the hitbox, so it is incredibly easy to melt that support player down, especially if you're from long range, and Lifeweaver can't really do anything about it because he has lots of spread on his attack, and lots of really glaring weaknesses with Lifeweaver right now, but he will eventually, I think, be an incredibly interesting character. I'm hoping the next patch will get us there, but if not, I think that they're going to continue buffing him until he does, because Overwatch team wants their new character to be kind of broken at the start.
Yeah, as long as we're not looking at the DPS of Lightweaver kind of increase, I'm happy. I like the way they did Kiriko's DPS. Kiriko can still pump it out, but, you know, you're not basically going to be sitting there like the next Jonak in every game. However, I've seen a couple players manage to pull it out, and I gotta say, at least for when it comes down to RuPaul, I can see that possibly happening. But the compositions and meta that's been going on around in the scene, I think... Would you say it's more kind of liquidy? I still haven't seen anything truly concrete, or maybe that's just me not really kind of paying attention too much and, you know, kind of having like those more hypothetical compositions that I think will work.
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't seen anything about Lifeweaver at all. It's very much still just a bunch of hypotheticals that no one really knows anything about. So, hopefully we see it soon. But regardless, I do want to give a quick shout out to a couple of donations we got since the stream started. Hedwig donated $20. Joe Razor donated $10. Saying, man, I love charity. So do I, Joe Razor. So do I. And I will be making sure to read out any donations that we get in the future. So make sure that you do. We're at 135 right now. The next major goal is that if we get to 250, this show match will get a highlights video edited by the Acronator himself, I believe. Or maybe Red Coast will do it. I don't know. No, I got... Okay. Red Coast could not be asked to make another highlight video if we
it's a restraining order.
Yeah, he straight up couldn't do it. I genuinely don't think that man has another highlight video in him. it's just all highlighted out. So yeah, it'll be by Akron. We're already more than halfway there to getting that highlight video. The original goal, of course, is $500. For anything that you guys can spare, please do. With the Tiltify link in the description, I see a QR code on the screen right now. I'm sure there's also probably a... Is there a command in chat, Akri, to get there? You got it. So it turns out it looks like it's just gonna be it's pinned in chat. Okay, got it. The link is pinned in chat, or you could use the QR code to use it. So hopefully we get some more donations coming through to support a really great organization.
Yeah, I agree. I also just love the cause as somebody who you know, got into the Overwatch community as League Zero. The fact that they're giving back, you know, just makes me want to try harder, help out as much as I can, and especially give these players a very good show match, at least when it comes down to the broadcasting position. But Dividing, I also have a question. Let's ignore Lifeweaver, okay?
Sure.
Compositions in Overwatch have been evolving more and more as we're going through, but more especially, there's a lot of these players who were what they were initially known for aren't necessarily meta anymore, right?
I'm sorry, what are you asking here?
I'm trying to use fancy words, all right? I've got my dictionary out, but basically...
I don't get the question.
Some of these players...
Explain like I'm 5.
some of these players were very well known for different characters, Genji, Ana, different sorts of that. But how likely are we to see them in this match?
I mean, I think people are just gonna play what they're most comfortable with and what's most fun for them. I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy for that. I would be shocked to see these players like really sweat out this game because again, there's really no stakes. All of these players have played in contenders at this point. They've played in very high stakes matches. So this charity show match is really just a time to have fun. I think they're probably just going to figure out their own like set comps that are they might try and do like a 5v5 goats match as good as you could make goats in this kind of situation. Make a map out of that and see what happens. So personally, I would be shocked to see like Zera running the Genji, Ultra Rhine, Jishua Rhine, Jazz on the Widow, Paul on the Zenyatta. Some of these characters that they really made their names on in League Zero. We're probably going to be seeing a lot of that again.
Honestly, it's by far my full expectation. It's something that I'm already hoping for. I mean, these players have already just kind of been BMing each other, talking about God's Reinhardt, only pick Reinhardt, just seeing what they could do against each other. And that's something that makes me incredibly fascinated for it. But also, I just kind of want to see how these players who basically went last time they were here, never even touched a pushed map because it didn't exist. How are they going to react to it now with the heroes that they play? Are we going to see them, basically meme a bit more? Are we going to see some interesting plays? I want to see a bit more flanking. Some of these players were very scary because of the fact that they were just able to hide with every possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that you could definitely be seeing like the meta right now. The meta right now is a lot of Tracer and a lot of Sombra. So flankers are very in at this moment. It's pretty easy, especially if you have a Wrecking Ball or a Winston, to distract people, to get around to the back and just mess with the backline, basically. The backline in Overwatch 2 now has a lot more tools to be able to deal with flankers, though, I will say. If the support line stays together, I find that they actually do a pretty good job of surviving an attack by Tracer, but It is the meta right now. I've been seeing it a lot in high-level games, whether that is in contenders or that is in Overwatch League or Collegiate or even Calling All Heroes. It was happening in Calling All Heroes that I was watching right before this. So I think that we are going to see it. If teams want to play the meta, that's going to mean a lot. It's going to be seen a lot. If teams don't want to play meta, then we're not going to see it all day. That's my answer.
Yeah, and person really would just want to see that off meta. I could definitely see variations of meta. These players are still kind of might use it as a scenario of like practice, but I could definitely see, say, the tanks running out on say like Wrecking Ball. You might see just kind of that DPS Brig with her new ultimate kind of just pop out because it's definitely a scenario. I don't want to see her shield bash somebody's ult out of the way. All right, I've got some.
Oh my gosh, the ultra wide screen shield is is so fun. Now the curved screen with the peripheral vision.
It makes me upset too because they should have just reverted BAP's window back to the the Hyper TV. We could have had a whole show of supports who just have the whitest abilities.
Absolutely. There's a lot to be said and a lot to be looking forward to. I would kind of hope that we get to see some maps that we only have seen in Overwatch 2 so far. Like we're starting off on Lijiang, which is fine. Hey, how about we don't, though? What if we went on the Paraiso instead of King's Row? Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah. Unfortunately, dividing, if there's anything I remember about Overwatch 1 that's translated to this game, is that these players are addicted to what they know best. I don't think they're truly looking to experiment. If they're able to play King's Row, they're going to play King's Row every time.
Oh, I mean... That's not just a League Zero rule. That's just a competitive Overwatch rule. So yeah,
it's a life rule.
You got Jishua and Ultra here, both of which love to play Reinhardt. So they're going to want it. They're going to want King's Row regardless.
Yeah, but on a map like Lijiang Tower,
starting off on Lijiang.
yeah, that at least on the bright side brings up all the things that we've talked about, mashed it into one ball. We're going to be able to see how it rolls, especially the flanking, which is what I'm mostly here for. If I don't see Joshua going on the flank with Glacial, then I'm going to be very upset.
Oh, wonderful. I'm going to try it.
Oh, boy.
If you do ! Donate in chat, yeah, you can. You can actually get the Tiltify thing that way. So
proud.
Awesome. We now have so many different ways. You can do ! Donate. You can look at the pin chat. You can do the QR code. Please just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Like Bakery, who donated $20. Thank you so much for your generosity and your donation and supporting a great cause.
Yeah, again, it means a lot for every donation, and if you can't donate, you can always share the link, share the stream, and just kind of enjoy being around regardless. We're going to thank you at the end, because it means the world. And I'm pretty sure these players know how much it means.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Casters, why have you not started the game? It's because Emke has not played Overwatch in so long that he is trying to download the update and it's not working.
Wait, that's what's...
Yes, he's trying to download the Season 4 update right now because he hasn't played the game in so long, and Season 4 update is 1, it's massive, and 2, it's not downloading. He said the last thing he sent in the show match chat was, I think my family is using the microwave and it's messing up my internet. So we're trying to figure out either 1, can we get Emke in, or 2, can we get a ringer in there, Bakanje. Bakanje was said, hey, can we get Bakanje to ring? And we might get him in, but we also have not got him in yet. I think he might also be downloading the update, honestly.
I just can't believe what I'm hearing. I just need to continue on because my mind... And the mic, okay, out of everything, I could have been like, okay, that's understandable. Why the microwave? How close are you to it that's affecting your computer?
I'll be honest, in my parents' house when I was little, my computer was actually, it wasn't like right next to the microwave. Like if you imagine that like the computer setup is on this side of the room, the microwave is on this side of the room, maybe like 20 feet away. And when someone would use the microwave, it would completely mess up the Wi-Fi. It would just not work at all. I don't know why. I don't know the science behind it. Like the microwaves mess with the Wi-Fi waves. Yeah, radiation. Radiation is in fact bad. So, it is really, it's really not, it something messes it up. So, in all honesty, Emke is on 300 bytes of down, not kilobytes, not megabytes, bytes. 1 byte is, sorry, 1,000 bytes is like 1 kilobyte. I forget which one's the next smallest, but it's like the download speed is at a crawl. And I think even if he was in game, he would not be able to play with the amount of internet he's getting right now.
Who knows? We might even
it wouldn't be a League Zero stream without a little bit of scuff, so.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the bright side, though. This might be able to bring back a tradition for those who have never experienced the player down going into the match type of scenario. We've had that more times than I can count, which has always been my favorite part. But I think more specifically for San Francisco Glock back in the day.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, one of the most famous League Zero matches in history was the 4v5 San Francisco Glock versus, I want to say Love Muffin. I might be wrong about that, but I think it was against Love Muffin, where San Francisco Glock was playing 4v5 and still made it a match against a team with a full 5 players. And 5 good players, a lot of it on the back of RuPaul just sniping people with the Zenyatta. And by the way, with this current SF Glock roster, we do not have a second support player. So RuPaul would be the only support player, just playing Zenyatta, not trying to support at all. It would be all damage, I think.
Oh, that's just what Transcendence is for, alright? Look, build up ultimate faster, trans, and heal, alright? It's just like your basic on a grenade at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll be a very curious moment, especially if we see that 5v4 type of scenario. But I'm also curious to see what type of maps eventually they lead off on. Obviously, they've already predetermined what they want to pick, but for me at least, I'm going in blind. I refuse to be knowing what they're going to go on because I want to sit there and be the world's most unsurprised caster with what they end up picking.
I do like knowing what's going on. We are opposites, actually. I thrive off of the information. The problem is I simply cannot find it. I thought it was gonna be in the... Oh wait, no, I found it. Never mind. I am now informed, and you are not. I know I know Intel. I know something you don't.
Well, you know a lot of things that I don't. All right, dividing.
I know a lot of things. I have approximate knowledge of many things.
Okay, well,
Sir,
that
Intel.
part I don't know how much I believe. I think you just know more things than me, not approximate. I'm surprised you know the syllables to the word.
Yes, Mr. User Fame Intel. Caster of team... Not caster. No, yes, caster of team... Picks.
Picks?
Picks.
What a world we live in.
Like I said, approximate knowledge.
That is just how Overwatch works in general. You're just playing off of approximate knowledge, so I guess it kind of translates to how we're working here. But look on the bright side. One of these players is... well, not one of the players. Basically, the player that we're waiting for basically has a gigabyte left, but with it going off of bytes, I wonder if that's going to be another hour.
Big donation, by the way. Big donation. A $50 donation from Adbon. Thank you so much, Adbon, for continuing to support League Zero and support the stream. Followed by $20 from Frogman, bringing up to a total of $225. Just $25 away from hitting that first goal. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, wait, guys. Hold. Pause champ. Pause champ in chat. I'm seeing the spins.
We might. Are we getting a full lobby, folks? It's a debatable question. Okay.
I think at this point, I think they did it a little bit. I think they did it a little bit too.
We got too excited.
A little bit too excited. I think they sent the invite just before it came through, so it's just gonna spin for a while, and they're gonna have to invite him again.
That's just the way of Overwatch, but hey, that's what I'm gonna enjoy for. You know, it's also gonna be interesting dividing how much BM we're gonna be seeing between these players.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a healthy amount of things that would get you banned from Tranquility today. So, I'm really excited. These players are here to play, and guys, not only do we have a full lobby, we actually have 11 players now. Emkey and Clear joined the lobby at the exact same time, 23 minutes late. What ballers.
Well, look at that. We're going to be able to go in the Lijiang Tower and have a spare to go.
El Goblino says, can we hurry up already? Guess what? Yes, we can. As we head into game for the first time. Again, this is a first to three show match, so we are going to go just until we have three wins for one of these two teams. Again, RuPaul, yes, if you are wondering, this is the same RuPaul that is on the Florida Mayhem. Zera just got announced being on Team Afterlife and Contenders. Plato is on Team Boise State. There are a lot of high-level players on both of these teams who have gone on to do great things in Overwatch and will continue to do great things. But for today, we are back in the good old days, back in the days of League Zero, where COVID didn't exist yet, and we were all just yelling at Overwatch. I'm excited.
Me too, because my first League Zero cast, I did card noises, so maybe we'll get the return of that. But let's look at this. Reinhardt, that's kind of the main hero that we were mostly anticipating, at least on the bare minimum. Would you consider this like a pseudo goat? It doesn't have Junker Queen, you know, not the Jotes.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not a ghost comp. It's just a brawl comp. An interesting Plato going for the Bastion. I love the Bastion pick in the brawl comp because when you go into that tank form, it's going to melt the Rhine shield immediately. Look, Joshua down to 200 shield already, and it's going to force all of SFG back.
Well, not having that Mei doesn't allow them to wall off, and that's kind of what Glacial is able to do for the rest of the team. And look at that, Jishwa's just able to run out, use the hammer. Mei is still as powerful as ever, and look at that. Was that basically a team kill?
I think that might have been a 5K for Joshua to start this one off. 64% on the Shatter already compared to 28% for Ultra. Even though the shield was almost broken immediately, the fact is that once Plato is out of that tank form, it's a lot less powerful.
Yeah, right now they are able to get a nice wall, take out their enemy Ryan, while Immortality does manage to keep them up. Unfortunately, there really isn't much cover to defend themselves. This is going to be one massive reset. However, they still managed to build up a good amount of ult charge.
Yeah, I do think that this going aggressive was the right choice here for Flushed because you were so close to getting that Shatter online from Joshua, the artillery shell from Jazza, who now swaps off onto the Hanzo. Glacial was about to come up to the Blizzard, so if you made that go on for a lot longer, you would have ended up getting those ultimates up and you wouldn't have had a very good chance. But now, you're walled off and you are in a lot of trouble.
It's an amazing isolation, but the ultimate was committed in. I mean, they don't really get much value off of it, able to isolate the Mei and then eventually get the security onto the kill, but it's kind of put them back into a spot where they could have saved that ultimate. However, in the end, it does allow them to win, but look at this, dividing Shatter v Shatter. That's the matchup we're going out for this next fight.
Yeah, Shatter v Shatter is going to be massive. This is the time to stamp your authority and stamp your dominance as a Reinhardt player. If you're Joshua, if you're Jazza, and Joshua's looking for it. Absolutely read by Ultra, and also blocked. So I guess we're going to call it a draw. Swift 16 ends up going down because of it, but honestly, Swift only went down because he was outside of the Ryan shield, and that is his own fault.
Yeah, they are going to be able to hold this for a little longer, but you see the over-aggressive commitment. Now they have to back up. They are down to, meaning that they don't really have that sound barrier to protect them. They don't have the Mei wall to block off, and eventually, you know, you do see the Ryan have to jump in, try to defend themselves, and while Dragon is the stall play here, same with the sound barrier, it's basically an uphill road if they want to try and win this fight.
It's going to be very difficult, especially with RuPaul going down. That is most of the healing for the side of the San Francisco Glock, and that is going to be Flush taking the point once again, but 81% for the side of the SFG, and they do have the amplification matrix of an online from RuPaul. Jazza and Glacial shooting through that is going to be completely lethal for the other side. Meanwhile, Flush has absolutely no ultimates right now as we play a little bit of Ring Around the Rosie, trying to avoid the gun of Plato.
It's a fair trade, but they've given up their advantage when it comes down to positioning. They're basically walking into this window, and that is not a good feeling, Dividing. The moment that they pop out, it's basically over. You can see it right there. The giant TV's worth of it, allowing Joshua to be able to move forward, gain that space, hopefully allow Jazza to be able to return to the fight. They even take out the Immortality. If there is no touch on this point, it's basically over, but they're still having to struggle this fight when a Blizzard is committed.
Yeah, Blizzard committed. Luckily, Ultra's able to stay out of the line of fire, and a nice shatter on the Jazza is going to find two and keep Flush alive. Even though Joshua, I think, was able to block that shatter, it did get past and get a couple of other members of SFG onto the ground. So 60% and counting for the side of Flush. It's going to take a perfect defense from here on out, but with the artillery shells, the amplification matrix, and the pulse bomb, they might be able to do just that.
Yeah, they're able to hold it down for a little longer. Also, shout out to the Toronto Defiant skin, alright? Pretty strong. As you see them commit back into it, the window is going to be blocked out because it's just LOS in general. They do split the Lucio at the bare minimum, but, I mean, look at this. Bastion's able to pop out the ult, forcing the rest of the team to have to commit into this fight. Immortality's going to fall, same with your Baptiste, and that's just one massive reset. Unfortunately, without much time in your bank, it does look like you aren't going to be able to win out on this first point.
Yep, that's just going to be it. I don't think there's going to be even any sort of touch here for SFG, and there will not. So 99 to 100, as close as it could be at this point in the series. So we go on to round two. Is it going to be Control Center? No, we're going to see Gardens. If it was Control Center, you would for sure be seeing a lot more Reinhardt And actually, we do have the gentleman's agreement in chat right now between Ultra and Joshua. It is going to be Reinhardt all the way through a battle for dominance. That's the only thing, though. You could go for anything else on the other side, and we actually see Plato's going to be running the Reaper, so you're going to be having a lot more frontline damage, a lot more immediate pressure on the Joshua's shield compared to the Cassidy and May that SFG are running. I would be surprised, yeah, Zera is not going to stick onto the Symmetra. It's going to be Tracer. You're going to be trying to get around to the back.
Absolutely. Baz is already extremely low on health. Able to retreat, get a bit more security. But look at that. This is the aggression that you're seeing from the Shock right now. Able to move forward. Glacial able to get the 2 picks off of it, and they gain control of the point because of it.
Yeah, very nice first point control from the side of SSG. Once again, getting first point control, and Joshua doubling the shatter charge on Ultra so far. I gotta keep tabs on it because these are the 2 players that were like, we have to play Reinhardt today. We are not going to accept anything else. So potentially Joshua, almost likely Joshua, is going to have the shatter up and available in this next fight. Will Ultra be expecting it?
They are able to hold the line when it comes down to the May wall, but unfortunately Immortality isn't able to protect them. I mean, this is Overwatch too. Yep. Oh, you're right. But you're going to be able to force them out, isolate, and boom. Now you're feeling safe. You're going to be able to get that kind of back after you eventually take out the Lucio.
Yeah, Clear is doing a little bit of chirping in the chat. Can't wait to see him play a little bit later. But yeah, it was a really nice May wall from Zera to section off Joshua from the rest of the squad. I was waiting for the shatter to come online, but it never did. This time around, though, we've got ourselves 4 ultimates online for the side of SFG. Everything except for the beat. And on the other side, you are going to have... Actually, you're getting pretty close to your ultimates as well, but across the board, except for the shatter, you are a little bit behind.
See both windows pop out, but the Immortality is able to save everyone, but Jazza immediately, as the aggression goes forward, Blizzard isn't going to be enough. They're back into this neutral fight. However, Baz is able to take out RuPaul, putting this more into Flox's favor, and this is just the cleanup phase. They're able to find out what they wanted, even get out 2 ultimates from it.
Yeah, actually, you're feeling pretty good about that if you're flush. Not only do you get out 2 ultimates, you get out the Blizzard and you get out the Amp Matrix, 2 very impactful ultimates, especially when RuPaul is the one who's using that Amp Matrix. The Shatter, the Deadeye, the Beat, sure, they're great tools, but when it comes to like fight-winning ultimates, it's going to be hard for one of them to do it by themselves unless the Shatter knocks out a bunch of people, but the Artillery Shell's going to force out an early MO.
Such a beautiful ultimate to commit as that Shatter gets blocked. You are being melted against the damage of that Bastion, and though you're able to play around the walls and Glacial's able to win the May 1v1, wait, no, Jazza able to actually find those picks. Reinhardt is split off, not able to protect the rest of their team. That may have cost them the entire fight because the supports are bloodthirsty.
I love it. Jazza doing Jazza things, RuPaul doing RuPaul things, just finding frags where you need to find them. The quick 2K from Jazza gives SFG the advantage, and RuPaul slams the door on a potential ending fight for Flush. So now, as they re-engage, we're going to have Blizzard from Glacial. Might end this. No, it doesn't. Baz gets in and finds Meg immediately. That's a huge pick.
Wait, but the counter stun is going to give them an opportunity to hold the line until they kind of just get pressured out. That Lucio tried for the boot. It's going to be counter boot by Baz. Does take out Zer. Wait, that's really good. Joshua's going to be able to respawn faster than, say, the May. And, well, with MK kind of coming back in, look at that. They're already committing back into the fight.
Yeah, getting right back into this. A quick Blizzard from Glacial. Can you find the picks off of it, though? Plato goes down. That is a large amount of damage. No longer available for the side of Flush. Joshua has to stay alive, has to outlive Ultra, and is going to do just that. As Flush falls one after another, 98% is close, but it is not 100. One more fight here for the side of SFG to send us to one more round.
Well, they've got the ultimates to kind of hold this line as well, dividing, because look, they're going on the bridge. Everybody knows bridge is going to be the best, because Jazza's got the dragons, but Artillery is able to at least hold, and Martelli's going to be able to hold them out. MK is going to fall, but look at that, that's 3-2. Ryan falling off the map. Nobody to be able to touch the point. It does look like we are going to that map 3 and the shock spray at the end.
Very nicely done from SFG. Bring themselves back from quite the deficit, which means we're gonna settle it on Lijiang Control Center, which is what I've been wanting to see this whole time anyways. This is the most Rhine-centric map of Lijiang Tower. It's not like Ultra and Joshua weren't going to be playing Reinhardt anyways, but now we get to see them in their most pure form playing Reinhardt in maps where we very much, they're very much used to playing Reinhardt. All I want to see, though, is I want to see one of these DPS players choose the Junkrat. Do it. I dare you. I dare you. Please.
Actually, yeah, can we get some Metra Junk? Can we get that again? Old glory days.
That is so fun. Please, I want to see it. No, Plato's going to run the Bastion like a wuss. Fine. I guess it's meta or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. At least Jazza knows what they're doing. Able to go onto the flank, take out Swift, who was on the Mei wall, and allow the team to be able to get a good opportunity to play in that aggression. Even though Ultra is able to take out Joshua in the end, you're still abandoning the rest of your team to be able to commit to that fight. No Ryan be able to protect, and look at that. They are able to clean this up, gain first point. Will they get the Symmetra? Well, yeah, of course. All right, this is the shock.
Yeah, this is it's not the shock, it's the Glock. You can't be doing
treat them.
You can't be doing this to them. Proper would be upset at you if this is Krusty. If this was an SF Shock stream, I think Krusty would actually like punish the team.
Okay, listen. There's a lot of things Krusty would do if this was the Shock.
What? This is. Yeah, I mean, he'd like RuPaul, I'm sure. I'm sure he'd love to have RuPaul on the squad. But other than that, we've got ourselves first point control for SF Glock. And as they try and go in again, a quick immortality field from RuPaul is going to shred the shield of Ultra and then shred the health bars of Flushed. Beautiful job from the Florida Mayhem support, as now we're going in for a spawn camp.
This is the glory days. Back in the day when you could touch spawn doors without any fear because you had a second tank to protect you, except just which is so strong that it's practically that diva next to you. Oh wait, what a good Mei wall! Shatter tries to stop anybody who comes forward, but only gets the Hanzo counter Shatter. Going through will fall out, the Blizzard able to capitalize on the damage. I mean, the spawn hold, if you can call it, is going to continue.
Get him, Emke, get him! The Lucio 1v1.
Go,
I don't even care about the rest of this fight anymore. Okay. Fine. 75% and counting last fight territory here for SF Glock, but all they're really working with right now is their Dragon Strike from Jazza. Meanwhile, we're going to have a Blizzard from Zera in a moment. You already have the artillery shells and the not the immortality, but the amplification matrix that could open things up here for Flushed.
I gotta say, I really love the entry with artillery, helping to take out Glacial, though the Dragons able to go through immortality, help sustain everybody for a little longer until Swift pops out, is gonna be taken, countercharge right onto each other, allowing Ultra to be taken out because there's no defense. Sound Barrier Blizzard now committed! I mean, look at this. Glock right now are forced to have to play back. They need to be a lot more defensive, though we do see MK wanting to go after the Bastion. They don't have full control over the point just yet.
Oh my gosh, do it. Do it.
Oh!
This is very winnable, actually, for SF Glock. There were so many ultimates committed from Flush that I thought they'd be able to get it, but all those ults were just to get here, onto the point, and they are not at all in full control of this right now. Plato has got to get work done with this tank configuration. Jazza is very, very low, but is going to be able to live for the moment. Nice healing from RuPaul and Emke to keep that Hanzo alive, as they're going to be able to get back into the fight very fast. Emke's going to have the beat when they do, as well as the Dragon Strike, but another artillery shell is available from Plato, and the Shatter from Ultra.
And they are going to be looking to play this game as artillery goes out and Dragons is able to split them up. Boom, big slam on two, able to get the charge of mortality, able to keep them up, and look at that. No, was that Sound Barrier? Where was it? It was gone, and it's not going to be helping the team as they slowly get melted, and yet Jazza is able to go on the flank, fine too with it. Only poor Lucio on the point. Wait, no, Baptiste with the window might help.
It might help, but there is a lot that Swift has to do in order to flip this back towards Flushed, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It's just a lonely Reinhardt alone on the point. Plato trying to buy as much time as possible, but it feels like it's just delaying the inevitable at this point. Halfway to a pulse bomb, but that's about as far as you are going to get. The staggers come in, the staggers go down. A nice blizzard to slam the door on Lijiang Tower. SF Glock win map 1.
Almost a little unfair. Glock ended up going on the wrecking ball at the end. That wasn't agreed upon.
Play of the game.
But
I mean, you do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do, even if it goes against the gentleman's code.
fair enough, fair enough. But so far, I gotta say, I'm impressed by these plays. Jazza does a fantastic job of just shutting down that Bastion. We didn't see the swap, though. I was kind of expecting that very early on because of the Hanzo just being so consistent in that. However, it did kind of hold its ground for a considerable amount of time.
They did. It's actually been a really good series so far. Very close, going to map 3 of Lijiang Tower, and of course, we are right back into it when it comes to the brawl. It is a set map pool. We've decided on the map pool beforehand to try and lessen the amount of time as much as possible between maps. We're going right into King's Row, which means it's going to be a lot of the same.
King's Row, an old glory day. Honestly, with the Widowmaker slight changes, I definitely think it's viable that we might just see a flanking Widowmaker versus Widowmaker, and then the Reinhardts are going at it, kind of like that split, 4v1 type of scenario. But also, Lifeweaver could have some very interesting scenarios. Like, you could Symmetra TP, Bastion on top of Statue, and Lifeweaver all the way to the Skybox.
I just saw in the chat that someone went, what a clickbait on Reddit. I gotta say, Alianos, thumbs up from me about that Reddit title. It says, Pro-Am MVP RuPaul is playing Lifeweaver in a charity show match. Is not playing Lifeweaver. Never happened.
No,
Blocked in
teased
Lifeweaver
it.
for a second.
Yeah, actually fake news.
Fake news, but I gotta appreciate it for the Reddit upvotes. By the way, I do have to give us a quick shout out. We have broken the $250 mark. Thank you all so much. We're actually at $300 thanks to a $50 donation from Carter's family and a $25 donation from Painless, getting us to $300 total. The original goal for this stream, it was $500. Zachary, is there a group goal when you hit 500? I don't. It just says original goal. It just says original goal.
Yeah. Look at the bright side dividing. There's a goal that we have for 500 and something, even if we can't remember fully. Or maybe we can leave it as a surprise. However, I feel like that's less incentive.
No, the people need to know. We need to know why they should donate, other than the fact that VEF is a really great organization.
Yeah, we'll find it out slowly, but so far, once again, massive thank you to everybody donating so far. We hope that you're enjoying the stream, especially as we see a swap in. Clear is now in. And man,
yeah.
Clear was one of the first players that I've ever, I think, truly seen play back in the days of League Zero when I was kind of introduced. Got
it. Okay. The $500 thing is a Hero Gauntlet tourney that'll happen at some point. League Zero will organize and do a tournament of Hero Gauntlet that'll happen it'll be a one-day tournament that happens with that arcade mode. So if you want to see that, donate, get us that last $200 over that margin as we head into now point of no return when it comes to Reinhardt, apparently, because both Joshua and Clear are locking in the Ramantra this time around, which we've seen a lot in Brawl. I'm just kind of surprised to see it.
I have to say, me too. This is, I don't know. It's like, I don't even have an analogy. I guess taking a shower without soap.
It's really the new age Brawl, right? Ramantra is kind of seen as having a pretty solid matchup against Reinhardt. The pummels go through the shields. There's definitely a lot of skill involved in that matchup, but Ramantra is really good. The Hanzo instead of the Cassidy is also really good because you're able to, that one-shot potential can instantly turn a fight on its head. Like we see right there, Plato getting the headshot on Jazza. that Boise State difference coming through as Clear joins Play-Doh.
Oh, what an amazing sleep, just helping Play-Doh be able to survive. Do you see kind of a swap on the sides, looking to go into that spawn room? Not really the best position that you want to be taking, especially when Glacial's coming back into the fight in a hot second. Moving back in. Jazza actually going to be able to take out Swift, though. The Lucio is going to fall. The Ramachos are fighting outside into the choke. Eventually, they are going to be able to hold this back with the rotation. And oh, what a nice hit. Taking out that Tracer.
Yeah, great job from RuPaul winning and potentially establishing dominance over Zera there, saying, hey, you want to get to Overwatch League, you're going to have to go through me first. Zera, though, is ready for revenge, has that Pulse Bomb available, trying to get around to the back. RuPaul, though, 90% of the way to a Nano Boost already. Gets the stick on the Joshua and takes out the tank.
This is what I've been missing when it comes down to these players. Nobody shines brighter than these DPS. Though RuPaul's able to take out their counterpart, it's far too late. Team kill solidified, and that point is going to be moving forward. But when we're looking at these ult disparities right now, I mean, Glacial's now going to be coming up on the Pulse Bomb. RuPaul built up to the Nano Boost first, but I'm more interested in the fact that Clear has the Annihilation.
Clear does have the Annihilation, is actually slightly beating Joshua on that because Joshua did go down early in that last fight. That being said, though, when RuPaul has the Nano Boost available and is beating Swift on that by almost the exact same margin, RuPaul can put that on the Joshua early and you can easily get that last 10%, or you can just see a Nano Boosted Annihilation on both sides, which is an insane force to deal with.
Oh, we'll actually get the Nano Boost pop in. However, they are going to be sleeping. Losing out on that ultimate, the poor soul. I mean, Swift does end up going in for that little bit of DPS. Able to kind of be a small distraction, slowing down the Ramantra going into Peel. And look at that, Clear's able to defend the rest of the team, go forward, and they're going to win that fight from what could have been a very quick snowball.
Yeah, but the snowball, unfortunately, for the side of SFG is going to continue to roll halfway through point B already with 3 minutes 45 seconds left on the clock, and Flushed have both DPS ults in the beat coming up in just a moment. Jazza has the Dragon Strike, but that's really all that SFG are working with at the moment.
They are going to take this fight. At least a stall out on the point. Dragon's being popped. Oh no! Caught within 3! Caught within the Dragons. We're prepared. And then Plato's gonna flex. I just feel like they're so mad, you know, from playing the Bastion from before. They had to show off their skill.
That is pretty incredible. That you don't see 3 players get caught in the Dragon Strike every day, especially at this level. I think it just really caught SFG unawares, and because of that, you don't get caught at one of the hardest places to get caught at, which is at the very end of point B, and instead, you get to go on to point C with over 4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, but look at this. These Ramachos have got hands clear. Moving forward, there is no stopping this push from the Flushed right now, and you've got to be feeling bad for the Glock. They really haven't had a very stable kind of team fight together, even though they've managed to come back as 5.
I don't feel bad. Do better. If I were them, I would simply win the fight. And that's my analysis.
You know what? You're not even wrong, but look at this. This is the flank I've been waiting for all day. Going after the sound barrier is going to be able to hold out, just waiting for this ability to end. Then they're going to pop out the Annihilation, especially with the Nano Boost, going to be able to avenge those who have fallen. However, it does look like Clear is kind of just stuck, forced to kind of move in, not able to go help push the payload until Baz is able to find out the Lucio in the backline. They've now put this a little more in their favor.
See, it's not that hard. All they have to do is win the fight. They just got to deal with Clear, who is being a bit of a thorn in the side of SFG right now, staying in, didn't die throughout that entire deal, but now you're going to have a Nano Boosted Annihilation available on the side of SFG, and Jazza finally is going to get a little bit of revenge onto Plato, who has been popping off on Hanzo so far on this attack. And with that headshot, I don't even think you need to use the Annihilation Nano Boost anymore. You're just going to win outright.
Oh, you hold it down. Without that DPS kind of being the big distraction, Clear is unable to fully escape this fight. As you can see, Baz just even trying to you know, a skate isn't really going to help. So you're either forced to die or you're forced to jump off. And right now it looks like Clear is going to end up being picked off.
Yeah, this time around, and now all of a sudden, what started at almost 4.5 minutes going into point C has whittled down to just 2.5. Flushed is looking a little bit worse for wear at the moment, as they simply have to find a way to push this over the finish line. One more good fight win will do it. But the unfortunate thing is that SFG have been so efficient with their defenses right now, they really haven't had a point where their ult bank has been significantly better than SFG.
Yet the pulse bomb goes out, at least causing a bit of distraction. Not able to get a second healing on. Eventually will be picked off as you walk into the enemy side. And honestly, that's a hold right there. Not much that Clear can really do. And they committed what could have been a very big ultimate. Although with Plato's Dragons, I'm kind of curious to see how can they even take this next engagement.
It's going to be interesting. I think the Dragon at this point, he had that 3K, which was great. It's probably just going to have to be a zoning tool to either split up the members of SFG or force them back to buy your team a little bit of space. Jazz, of course, has it on the other side. Both teams also have the Annihilation Nano Boost combo. The main difference I'm looking at is the fact that Baz is significantly ahead of Emkey when it comes to that beat charge. And that extra overhealth, when all of the ults start coming in, will be absolutely massive in favor of Flush.
Yeah, the Dragons are committed to try and cause a bit of a split, but nobody was there. Annihilation's used in the midst of the aggression, and, well, they're not going to be able to hold it, though Clear is able to commit in as the Sound Bear is able to protect Plato, and that was one big mistake that it looks like Locke aren't going to be able to regret. They do have a chance to stall on this point, especially with that Dragon, but unfortunately Lucio gets booped and it's all over. They're going to have to try and cap the point with a bit more time than, 46 seconds, which isn't the worst time bank.
Intel, that was one of the most clutch beats I think I've ever seen from Baz. Both Plato and Zero were at sub 50 health, so close to death. Baz gets the beat online just in time. Keep in mind, Swift is dead, so they're not getting any auto healing. Instead, it's just the overhealth that finally gives Flush the push that they need to finish the map. Considering how fast they completed the first 2 points, ending up with 46 seconds on the clock is a little bit disappointing, but at the end of the day, you've set yourself a win condition. All you have to do is run SFG's clock to 0, and you'll tie up the show match.
Honestly, Bastion's better. If they just would have saw the switch over to the Bastion, I think we would have been looking at a closer map, maybe even a full hold. But, what do I know? I'm just a simple guy who's stuck in bronze. That is not true, I swear. Look at the bright side. We are going to be looking at kind of a big swap, and I'm more interested to see how the defense goes. Plato had a lot of room to go in with these, I wouldn't call them full flanks, but rather these very aggressive positionings, but not going to be having the liberties against it. Kind of might go for more defensive. I wonder if Jazz is going to be able to kind of adapt against that.
Yeah, we will see how Jazza deals with now being on the attack and is gonna have to take the initiative here, as will the rest of Flushed as they come in for their first little pokes and prods on this Kings Row Point A. I've done a lot of Overwatch casting today, and it all kind of melts together at some point. But what melts into the floor is Zera after getting pummeled by Jishua. Back to spawn goes the Tracer player, and SFG are just going to roll through Point A with almost no resistance. First try, one fight, one win, 1 point captured for the Glock, and they're going to have a massive time bank.
I desperately need the Ramatra 1v1, it's almost like the YouTuber boxing match. I got a bet placed in, and I need to see whose fists are going to be landing harder. They do manage to win that off of the first fight, which is really good. Look at that time bank. It's like a beautiful spaghetti. You're going to be able to just set yourself pace, though Plato does go on the flank looking for a pick.
RuPaul's in trouble.
It's not much you can do. Well, as much as RuPaul's in trouble, they are coming up on the Nano, which is the big play here.
Yeah, absolutely. The Nano would be massive, gone to Joshua, which is exactly what happens. Looking for that last 5% to that Annihilation. Gets it, but is it going to matter? Because while that happened, Zera and Baz went into the back line, and they are destroying SFG from the back. And that is just going to destroy the entire play here. Flush is going to hold. They have an opportunity if they can get everyone... if they can get everyone back in time, they have an opportunity to hold that archway, which is one of the best spots to hold in all of King's Row. Unfortunately, it's not quite going to work like that, I think. There's just a little bit too much time, so we are through. We're going to have to hold at the library instead.
Yeah, they even managed to build up a couple ultimates, so though that payload does get a bit of moving, they're able to take this fight quickly. Clear does need to be careful, though. Does pop out the ability, takes out the Lucio, but it almost fell down in the meanwhile, opening up their backline to that pulse bomb and still back into the neutral. Only 2 down on both sides, though. Without that Lucio, I don't know how much you really want to take that fight.
And now this is a tough spot for SF Glock. Now they are very much trapped. If not at the archway, they're close to the archway, but they don't have Zera. It's coming back from spawn right now. The beat from Baz, once again, absolutely clutch to deal with the Annihilation from Joshua. They're going to be able to sustain and come back in with a pulse bomb of their own.
Yeah, both Ramatras wanting to take that neutral. Oh no, caught mixed in the dragon, then pushed into the backline and an anti-clear. How do you live? Able to just barely escape, get the support, and the rest of the team there to peel
Baz
out.
had like 5 health.
You are got to be proud of your team when you're the Flush. You know, they heard you. You said do better when it came down, and they just decided to take the advice, even though it wasn't towards them.
It is doing, I mean, it's pretty good right now. You still got a 3-minute time bank to whittle down, but it is definitely a good start. And now that you're this far back on the point B, the spawn room for SFG is so far back, every lost fight means you're losing almost a minute. Every fight counts here for SFG more than ever, so they have to get something out of these support ultimates, out of this beat and out of this Nano, because this is probably your best shot. You don't really have any ultimates coming up soon for Flushed.
Oh, look at that. Plato's already out of the fight immediately. As that Lucio Soundbearer wants to try and hold out a little longer, it seems that this is going to be the fight that they've been hoping for. Not really anything to defend them. They didn't have the burst damage to kind of distract, and they've been shut down, the poor souls. I do believe that this payload has a really good chance of being captured before any type of stall, especially with this like early push in. You nano Joshua, then you know, you just build up the Annihilation, and you have nothing stopping you.
Yeah, I think Flush is going to have no choice but to let it happen, except no, never say die from Baz coming in for the touch, and now there's a chance here. The Annihilation and the Nano Boost. Clear is slept, so that Annihilation is still active for a little longer than I think it should have, and because of that, Jazza goes down. Joshua with the Annihilation on the other side, though, is going to find a lot more success. Finds 2, there's a 3rd. Clear is not going to be much further for this world either. The beat is used to keep Clear alive for the moment, but one more pummel from Joshua. That is a 4K. RuPaul is going to deny the ace, but that is still point C unlocked with 3 minutes on the clock.
That's a solid Boomba right there. The hands were rated E, and honestly, now they've set themselves up for a pretty good position. Though third point has always been one of those settings where teams are basically stuck back in this neutral, where there's no real advantage even when it comes down to ultimate. Zera does have that pulse bomb, trying to hope to kind of get that opening, but the bigger point is how do you take out, I was going to say Jazza, who's kind of the staple of this fight, but with them gone, nothing stopping.
Oh my gosh, that's so smart! The Ravenous Vortex pulls MK into the void! Are you kidding me? Oh, I've never seen that before, but that was so good!
You see, Dividing, this is why we're seeing the Ramagerie here. Wait, no, the pulse bomb? Wait, that's a surprise after a surprise. We're trying to get after one shot, and that was an opening that you really were hoping for right now. Though another pulse bomb is going to land, Glacial's able to recall out of it. They are able to push that payload. Zera is stuck inside the backline right now.
Oh my gosh, 2 minutes left on the clock, and the point is still inching forward here for the side of SFG. They're coming up on both their support ultimates again, and the Dragon Strike is going to usher them back in.
Yep. Look at that Soundbearer, just barely able to keep them alive while the rest of the team's able to take the fight. There was no real idea with that engagement. coming out of the clock, and that might cost them because they're basically going into a stall scenario. No, they can't even dodge, and so that's a minute 49 versus a minute.
Okay, so we are going into extra innings here. Minute 49 to a minute. Still very much anyone's game here, SFG. So to be clear with the format here, we are guaranteed going 4 maps today because it is a charity show match. So we want to make sure that we have as much time as possible. But this is still like, so first of 3 wins. If we are tied 2-2 after 4 maps, we will play a 5th. But we are guaranteed doing 4 even if we end up at 3-0. So going up 2-0 right now for SFG would be absolutely massive. While we also have this moment, I do want to give a quick shout out to Chegg, who donated $15 in the last minute. Said donated because I had to thank you guys for the chance to watch Ultra plop around on tank like a fish out of water. Thank you so much, Chegg, for the donation. And then an anonymous donation for $20, bringing us up to a total of $335 for the VEF Foundation, the Video Games and Esports Foundation, helping out disenfranchised students get esports scholarships. So please, please, please help out if you have anything to spare as we head into extra rounds here. Intel, what are we seeing?
Well, looking at the same things that we've seen every day, all right? You're looking in a mirror and telling me, what do you see? Do I look like a vampire, all right?
Yes. You are... I don't... When in doubt, yes and. Yes, you are now a vampire. Vampire
Honestly,
voice, go.
Blah, blah. As you see, I'm not doing that. But look at this. We're going back into the neutral. I love these types of moments where both teams are looking to try and get an advantage on each other. Right now, more especially, Baz is low, but Zur is on the flank, on the high ground, taking that Tracer 1v1 against Glacial. It is helping them be able to move forward as that high ground's no longer defended and clear. It's stuck inside the enemy's backline, eventually going to fall. Now the rest of the Flush are kind of just figuring out, well, really, what is the outcome that I want to take here as we're slowly stuck inside of rooms. We don't have anybody taking the high ground, and we're forced to play back.
15 seconds left on the clock. Last attempt here from Flush to at least get 1 tick on the clock and give themselves a win condition here. Going through the hotel, you both Tracers are about 60% of the way to that pulse bomb, which could be the point that they need. Clear is antied up, and a lot of trouble here. Has some armor from the Nemesis form, but it's going to be a little bit of trouble. Slept up now. Clear is simply not having a good time, but they have forced SFG off long enough to give themselves a tick. We are not going to be ending in a draw, and in fact, SFG have decided the pressure is a little bit too much for them. They're going to back off. They're going to depend on their superior time bank here, and the fact that they could get reset up at Archway.
Honestly, they're kind of just playing up for the ultimates at this point. The choke is basically that Fiesta that you're looking for, especially with the Nano. That's going to help Joshua be able to build up to the Annihilation. They have the Pulse Bomb, hopefully can stick out, and they're going for it right now. Look at that, an anti onto the Hanzo, leading into the first kill. No way. No way we see. No way.
I mean, Joshua was killing everyone anyways.
Okay, fair enough, but die with honor.
But they did just like back off the second that it happened. And it's just the kind of situation where everyone sees big glowing Omnic Boy and everyone runs away, and there's no communication as to who's staying on the carts. So, Flushed, unfortunately, don't get very far with the payload, but the fact that they unlocked it at all is still massive. Gives them a crazy good win condition here. All they have to do is hold SFG at first point for a minute 49 to tie up the series.
I mean, but live with honor, die with glory. You know, it's a whole cinematic.
This is true. But we're not playing Ryan. That's what's going on. That's why we didn't do it.
You know, honestly, like, they should just remove Ramatra's ability to punch through the shield, and then boom, we're safe. We'll see Ryan again.
And then Ramatra will never be played again in the history of Overwatch.
Hey, listen, what do I look like? A Blizzard balancing patch, alright? I'm only here to talk about the hypothetical. I'm a content creator, alright? I've got the most random thing possible here, but it works, alright? Don't fact check me at all. Especially don't fact check the fact that we're going into this fight with a minute and 49 seconds and barely pushing it out to the choke. That's a very scary spot. Tracer may be on the flank right now, Zur, just waiting for the rest of the team to kind of get spot out. Don't know how confident they're going to be kind of holding for this long.
So SF Glock are going to have 2 good chances here with these 90 seconds to try and build up some ultimates and get themselves an opening to get past this first point. And you can see the golden box of victory. It is right there. This is essentially just a battle to hold first point for as long as humanly possible for the side of Flushed. And honestly, SFG are doing a very good job of taking control of these high grounds and pressuring Flushed from a lot of different angles at once. It also very much limits the ability of Clear to get up close and do those pummels.
Playing behind this natural cover is what's basically being the lifesaver for now, though. Oh, that was almost a headshot, able to play back. Oh, no, Swift taken out. That's less healing on their side, though RuPaul has to basically focus on healing in for Joshua. You're going to see that aggression as the anti takes out Clear. This is the hat tips. It's going to be one last fight, one last stall, as they'll have an opportunity to touch the point, but they're basically running into it with no abilities to help them.
Yeah. It's tough because if they at least made it to the archway, they would be able to hold there and do something about that, and use the environment to their advantage. But unfortunately for Flush, they're kind of forced to push out into open space in order to try and finish this off. But either way, 15 seconds left on the clock. This map is going to be decided with this last fight here. And I'm very interested in Clear moving on to the Zarya. We do not see Zarya very much these days, and for pretty good reason. It's very difficult to provide the shielding and support for your team. You do a lot of damage, but it's kind of difficult.
Wait, no. With the Zarya coming in, they're at least able to provide a bit more support, help take out the tank, and now it's really up to the DPS. Over, you don't want to be going up when it's RuPaul and Jazza on the same roster.
Play-Doh?
Nano coming out, hoping
All
just to be able to
Jazza
take
here.
out that Tracer. Look at that, Jazza able to take out one. Swift is low. Tracer going to the back while Dragons goes inside the room, taking out
Jazza!
the Ana. Jazza manages to
Jazza!
clutch out the fight, taking in that victory. Look at that. We're already on match point, even if, you know, we're technically going to 4 maps in general.
My goodness. I'm so happy to see Jazza just pop off
Oh wait,
like that.
Not play?
No, the play is this. Yeah, Play-Doh just catches the entirety of SFG lacking in a room here and is able to do a ton of damage. So, because of that, SF Glock now up 2-0 on the series. One more round will net them the show match victory, but we will be going guaranteed to a two more maps. We're going to be doing 4 maps at least. But before we go to the second half of the show match, we are going to go to a quick break, including, I believe, a little surprise that Akri has been preparing for you. So be on the lookout for that. And hey, I better see more donations when I get back, okay? Okay.
Lucky.
See you soon. Money.
I think San Francisco Glock has a good chance of winning the show match, specifically because we have RuPaul. I think it could be close, because a lot of the matchups are pretty close, but I think Glock has the advantage.
I mean, it just comes down to RuPaul versus Swiss 16, to be honest, and it's not even close. We all know who's going to win that. Us, of course.
I'm hoping it's going to be us, not going to lie. I think it might be a little tough, but yeah, I hope it's us. I think Flushed will win.
Obviously, San Francisco Glock, because we have the best players in the world, such as RuPaul and MKey. I think those 2 players will dominate the entire lobby, and it won't be remotely close.
It's RuPaul. You seen his Moira? We all know that RuPaul dies on cooldown on Moira. Swiss 16 doesn't do that.
Probably MKey. I think MKey has not touched the game in a little bit, but I think it would be funny to see if RuPaul could put him on a leash and make him not int occasionally.
Oh, easily 0. That kid is really bad. I think he's probably the worst player in the lobby. I think even like Baz and Swift are going to be like way better than him.
Probably my back line. Basilisk and Swift. They just have not played support in like so long. Probably. It's probably just RuPaul. I mean, as much as I'd like to say it's me, I think RuPaul is definitely just far ahead.
Probably RuPaul. I think he just won the Pro Am MVP, so it is kind of hard to compete with that for anyone.
Swiss 16.
Best player in the lobby is 100% MKey. He plays like once every 3 months, but when he does play, like he really shows up.
It should be pretty easy, not gonna lie. Like, you know, me, Play-Doh, not Baz, Clear, you know, obviously Jazza Glacial, you know, they played on Sleepover Party, got smacked up. Jishua was on Genji for a bit. We should win. It should be easy.
Flush, you guys suck. SFG will always be the best League Zero team that ever existed, and we're gonna win.
Zero, don't let me diff you again like in the last time we faced in finals.
So it's 16. That's all I need to know. Also, I'm off rolling now, so if you lose to my Lucio, that's embarrassing. You have the best player in the world. You better not fucking lose to me on Lucio. That's some bum shit.
Guys, welcome back when it comes down to the League Zero Charity Show match. We have gotten some far more impressive plays than I think we've seen today, but the biggest play is the fact that we are going to be seeing Rialto here today, tonight. I'm User Intel, if you've forgotten, here joined by Dividing, because you've always got to remember the voices you're listening to.
Yeah, you gotta make sure, if you're gonna hear voices in your head all the time, you gotta at least learn your names. It's simply polite. By the way, while we were gone, shout out to this guy I've never heard of named Acronator for donating $100 to the charity. Appreciate it very much. That brings our total up to $435. As a reminder, $500 is going to get us a Hero Gauntlet day-long tournament that League Zero will organize. Also, just as a quick reminder, when we hit $750, the goal just says #Zera for Commissioner. Oh, what just happened? Pixel Storm just donated $200. Okay, how's it going, brother? I need easy claps. Okay, so we're gonna be Acri, get ready. You're gonna make some easy clap season and reviews. So that's gonna happen. And now all of a sudden, okay, a lot just happened. We're gonna get into this game, but we now have the Hero Gauntlet tournament, and we are now just $100 or so away from Zera getting the Thanos role.
Zera for commission.
For a day,
go.
for a day, for a day.
Hey, all I'm saying is make League Zero, you know, the place you want to be. All right, and what you need is you need Zera with the Thanos roll ultimate power. But look at the red side as we go into this fight. Rialto is going to be having the Divas as the main team. We've seen Ramancha, we've seen Ryan, but honestly, I haven't seen that much Diva.
Yeah, I mean, D.Va has played a lot right now, especially on maps where high ground is very crucial because of her ability to flexibly play on and off of those high grounds depending on what the team needs of her, and also because she has quite a bit of damage potential with that close range shotgun and with those micro missiles. But as we now head on, it's really interesting because Flush has basically just been consistently pushing this point the whole time. We are on Ashe on both sides. We do have D.Va on both sides, so Jazzo's kind of forced to play pretty far back where Ashe has pretty significant fall-off damage, and there's a lot less damage potential there.
Yeah, they're able to hold the line, even get a bit more spacing as they're going forward. There is a D.Va in the backline, though, which isn't going to be the worst thing, as it just immediately has to retreat. But that payload isn't going to be able to move farther. The big problem right now is having to deal with the fact that Zur is managing to go into the backline, get a consistent amount of damage, and basically escape for free. Look at that, Pulse Bomb is already going to be coming up. Even if Joshua and Jazz are doing an amazing job getting in that damage, getting in that space, they are not shutting down the person in the flank.
Joshua is nanoed up and doing work on the back line. Just destroys Plato, destroys Swift. Vaz has got much longer as SFG are looking incredibly strong on this defense. As a reminder, a win here will secure them the win in the show match, potentially the unofficial title of best League Zero team in existence, and they are looking well on their way with only 2 minutes left on the clock.
I can already see the memes now. I can already see the foreheads, the different types of emojis that they say from each other, and the BM that they love to shout. Right now, though, it's more focused on who's going to be able to commit the ultimates out. Clear does have the D.Va bomb to be able to throw, but, I mean, Rialto's infamous for just having so much natural cover, as you're already seeing, that it's not going to be the best position. They are looking to get that rotation in, hopefully the dive. Oh, wait, no, poor Ana. Pulse bomb eaten! That was absolutely clutch. It would have blinked, and you would have had to reset as you go onto the flank. You're able to get the nano push forward, get slept. Poor Clear, especially with the Transcendence being able to peel out. Pulse bomb is going to take out RuPaul, poor soul, but the bomb at least is able to be a little bit of a comfort. However, they are so far split apart that it's really not going to get too much value.
Oh, but the headshot on the Zera. Somehow Jazza stays alive for so incredibly long and just outputs so much damage. The point is going to continue to move here for Flushed, but with only 50 seconds left on the clock, they are looking a little bit worse for wear. Joshua sleeping. You have to do something about this D.Va right now because Joshua is just everywhere on this point right now. You have the bomb, you have the bob, you should have the ability to get that last couple of meters, but RuPaul with the nano has something else to say.
Bomb is going to help take out both supports as eventually Lucy is gone, but look at this. They are looking to pump in that damage. Bomb's going to go through, not able to take out, and they've lost a majority of their team. Though it's close to being captured, and the bomb makes a space, it is all over as Glacial is going to be sitting there on the point, stopping them from getting too much and helping to poke out the Tracer. You're going to see that bomb eventually fail to capture, and that melee finishing it out. Look at that impressive hold right there.
Full hold. Full hold there for the side of SFG. Clear, you can talk what you want to talk, but theoretically D.Va is one of your best heroes, and you just got outplayed by Joshua, so I guess think on that.
At this point, I feel like it's more of a compliment to be outplayed by Joshua.
I mean, maybe. They are both contenders levels tanks, but now the hopes of Flush to actually end up winning this show match does depend on them pulling off a fuller hold right here and right now. I'm actually surprised here, Intel. I kind of thought that these players would kind of, like, I didn't think that they would like outwardly throw, but I didn't think they would be kind of like, they would kind of be having fun with it. They'd be letting their feet up off the gas. No, I think every player in this lobby is taking this very seriously.
I think there are more points where we're seeing not the highest level that they can go, and that's just due to the fact of like many different factors, but I absolutely agree on the idea that they are taking this to the best of their capabilities. We've seen big plays. If this is just them, a casual game, I'm terrified to see what their scrims, and more importantly, what their matches look like.
As it seems like, unfortunately, the we are off when it comes to the gentleman's agreement in the mirror matches. Both Clear and Jishua off of the Divas. Clear on the Sigma, Jishua on the Winston to try and counter that shield. I feel like this is kind of what you have to do if you're flushed to try and pull off a full hold here for the next 3.5 minutes. But, you know, you did break the gentleman's agreement.
Absolutely. Love the fact we talked about the Widowmaker a little earlier today, but seeing it on a map like this is going to be interesting.
Wow.
Immediately, there's nobody to really protect the supports, and they are just going to get flanked and taken out as the Monkey's able to help and RuPaul's able to get the pick. Hopefully they'll notice the Tracer in the back.
That is an SFG support line difference right there. 3 minutes on the clock. There is going to be enough time here for Flush to come in for one more fight before this is just over. But it's going to be tough. You have Clear and Baz swapping over onto Fast Heroes just to ensure they get back at the same time in time. But that means it is a sub-optimal composition to be playing right now.
You're going to be seeing that dive go through with the Doomfist now in. Clear has a good opportunity just to be able to deny these. Was that just a headshot punch taken out? My goodness, that was dirty coming out from a Florida player. Although you do see the Doomfist go in, headshots galore. Suzu able to hold, and well, Jazz is able to finish that out. Dividing, I think we've got the note these players' history has continued to give its legacy. They've got to feel proud, though they're not on the shock. No player is. They deserve the title of the Glock.
San Francisco Glock have won the League Zero. They won. They won all of it. Every single season, SF Glock, every single division, they are now the winners. Congratulations. So now, we do have a 3-0 victory for SFG. That does take a lot of the, kind of the tension out of the actual show match itself. We are going to be playing a 4th map here, just to make sure that we get as much time as possible to get your donations for charity. By the way, our donation total now up to $685. Thank you so much to everyone who has contributed, whether it was a little or if it was a lot. We are only, I believe, $75 away from giving a child ultimate power.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm worried for the outcome of giving that type of power. But on the bright side...
Oh, I'm wrong. It's $65.
Oh, it's 65. Okay, well, look at the bright side. 65.
If everyone watching right now gave $1, we would get there.
You know, if that happens, I will truly record everything that, the new Thanos manages to implement during that time, and then make a little montage for people to be able to see. Get your money's worth, folks. Get your money's worth out of the charity. But again, so thank you. If you can't donate, don't feel bad. You can always share the stream and just continue to enjoy watching. We're happy to have you here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually been really cool to see all the support come out for this show match stream and the viewership that we've been able to get. It's cool to see the community that League Zero fostered still hanging around, people still coming out to see their favorite League Zero players. As we are now coming into what is now going to be, for sure, the final map of the day here for the show match. We're going to Esperanza, and I believe people wanted to play Jotes. Yep, we are playing Jotes. It is time for Jishua Junker Queen, Clear Junker Queen, and perhaps we might actually see some Life Weaver. I don't know.
No
I would
way.
love to. I would love to see it. I don't care about the mirror matchup. Please just walk out with it. I want to see someone play this in a pretty high level match.
That's a nice skin though too. Wait, yeah, we're gonna see it. Woo!
I'm so happy.
Ah man, this reminds me of 1922. You know, this is gonna be a good day.
I'm not even. I don't think I want to know.
You're not wrong. But look at this. This is actually going to be an interesting take. Because I think we know, you know, the Jolts and the Goats for long-term sustainability and to be able to kind of hold out on these fights with the character with not the best type of healing. As his engagement is going to go through, they do manage to pull into the back. This was able to take out the Vegeta. Glacial going after, and look at that. That's a quick melt and a snipe. Gonna be able to push. I don't, as much as I like seeing the character, I don't know how long Baz can be on the Lifeweaver.
It's so tough. You're just sitting there helplessly trying to heal up your DPS as they go in and feed and take damage, and it feels like you charge up for like 3 seconds, you let it go, and it barely does anything. That's just the state that Lifeweaver is in right now. Hopefully they can figure out something cool to do with the pedal platforms, but as is, okay, that was nice. MK taken out, and now the speed boost is no longer available for SFG.
The names to remember. This is getting out some good memories as well. There's not really going to be much of a push left on this as that Brigida is taken out. If there's anything that I can say that the Lifeweaver is able to help, it's just from the sole fact that they are managing to disrupt how the enemy team is engaging. You're not seeing them really be able to hold forward too much, because then they end up going up. They end up, you know, seeing somebody on the enemy side get pushed back. It's causing at least a big disruption.
So now Plato up on the high ground, trying to dissuade SFD from approaching, but that's not how Junker Queen rolls. She's gonna get right up into your face and clear. She's gonna start off by taking out RuPaul. Both Brigidas now out of the fight. It is now Lifeweaver healing versus Lucio healing. Truly the worst healing output in the game coming out right now from both squads, but they're staying alive for the moment. And the overclock from Plato is going to find Jazza, looking for Glacial as well. Gets that Genji down extremely low, and you're going to find the finisher. And that is flushed, finishing a second fight in a row with a victory. And they might be able to take the lead on this one.
That's what happens when you wear the Genos skin. Genos never does anything, alright? And unfortunately, that means when the time matters the most, you are going to fail, alright? We need the Saitama Doomfist if you're really wanting to get that outcome here. With the ultimates kind of set in place, oh, look at the beautiful grab. With the ultimates now set in place and, well, the point now kind of captured, it's going to be a little harder for the side, you know, of
real life.
Doing much. Because look at that, healing's good, but look at the Blade's gonna come through, get the healing, be able to help take out too. And look at that, they managed to bring that back immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the idea behind the Tree of Life to block out the window. The problem is there was a second window, but the Blade from Zera finds two. Here's a third. The Genji one-trick continues to do just that. 4 kills for Zera. The flushed monster looking for the ace. MK so incredibly low, and I think, unfortunately, he is going to get away. A 4K. How did they build a tree MK? Remember, this is the first time that MK has logged in since Season 4 dropped. He has no idea how Lifeweaver works.
You can call it a one-trick, I call it a specialist, because my goodness, you've got this talent. We do see the stun come out already, and Swift gonna be big. They're gonna be able to move forward, and honestly, I'm more impressed. Push is a map infamous for the fact that it can tend to be one-sided for a long time, but I mean, these teams are going back and forth. They look at that, just was even able, having the confidence to go forward and almost take the Junker Queen 1v1.
Oh man, now as we head into the second half almost of this Esperanza map, we might see the lead taken. No, just barely. Clear is able to get there in time before SFG are able to take the lead. And a really nice pedal platform is going to clear from damage for the moment, but with that overclock from Jazza, the front line from Flushed is going to disintegrate. And now not only is the point taken, not only is forward spawn taken, but SF Clock are now in the lead.
And this is working out very well. Poor Clear wanting to play the game, but unfortunately, what do they say in comp? Not enough heals, you know? That's kind of the difference that's being made right now, and they're able to take over this point for a little longer. However, with the ultimates that are setting up during the next fight, this might be a good opportunity to just be able to win this back.
We shall see. 83%. This whole time, the cart has been moving, but a nice headshot from Plato onto a mid-air M-key is going to open things up here for Flush to try and take control right back. Jazza trying to fight back onto Clear, and to be fair, not having that tank could be massive for the side of SFG. Dishua still alive, still fighting, but Plato's rail shots are absolutely massive right now. Is not missing a single one of them. Not only do Flushed get the point flip, but they don't have to use any ults to do it.
Oh no, they hold it. And that is the best scenario possible, because now, Baz can just commit in with the tree, and Zer has a free, almost mini pocket to be able to continue moving forward. I would like to see how it would work if you try and use it as a block right now, but more importantly, you have to do it to defend against Glacial. As the Nano goes through, you're able to get the dash in, take out Swift. Is going to fall, so you don't have to bring for the healing, as Shaz is able to take out their counterpart. Eventually, it is going to be leading to the end. They did end up committing their own abilities. Well, actually, 3 abilities, though you didn't really get to see most of them. As,
he rage quit! Clear said GG and left the game early.
What a League Zero moment.
In true League Zero fashion, he decides to leave. So now we're going to have Ultra finish out the game.
You've got 3 minutes.
I think Baz, I don't know if Baz was trolling Clear on purpose, but Ultra definitely thinks that with the pedal platforms and with the grabs was trolling Clear out of playing the game. So Ultra is now back in to finish this off for the last 3.5 minutes of this Esperanza map.
Honestly, that's just the life we've picked right now. As you see that charge, Soundmaker is going to be able to hold them for a little longer, though that anti doesn't allow Ultra to be able to stay alive and help out the rest of the team. It is going to look like a melt, although I wouldn't really consider that much of a fight, as they were at a big disadvantage.
I have to stop everything right now. We just got a $500 donation from Sean.
Whoa, wait, whoa!
We are now at $1,200 total. Wow. We just had a crazy update. Thank you so much. Adult money go burr indeed from Shund, now the top donator of the day. Thank you so much. And thank you for your commitment to League Zero as a mod over the years. Truly appreciated. As now with 100 meters and counting for the side of SFG, it looks like this is just about done and dusted with 2 minutes 30 seconds on the clock, but flushed with a couple nice final blows from Swift 16 are going to get it back towards center field. Unless Jazza just gets 2 kills like that. I mean, again, Jazza does Jazza things.
Yeah, I'm more interested on the fact that eventually, there's a goal where we get a maid outfit, apparently, and that's something that's got my my brain, immediately clicking in. So thank you, Shund, in your Pokemon expertise. But now, as we continue back to the fight, I wonder where we'll leave by the time it ends. You see the Tracer commit in, but that sound bit, no sound bit, my bad. As you see the fight commit in, you've got Window, you've got Rally, they're looking to defend, and they're able to take out 2 through, as Shazza's able to help kind of even things out, but not able to get the commit as Pulse. Ooh, it's gonna fall in Zer, able to find out that too. It's a little over as they're gonna get ground and be able to push that payload.
Secure and ready to move.
My goodness, we've got ourselves a game here. Minute 30 is left on the clock, so the margin of error for the side of Flushed is almost 0. They're going to have to win every fight from then on to get from 50 meters to 115. But the fact is, right now with their ult banks, they are looking pretty good.
Yeah, holding it, the Doomfist now coming in. You're going to be able to get a good punch, but you do get stunned out. The anti landing onto the Reinhardt, helping to commit into the damage. They've gained control back before it entered into the realm of no return, and that's what you're looking for. Still 2 ultimates in their bank against what could be a massive shatter because there's no shield, yet there are mobility characters. Could we see the Shell Bebop moment here?
We absolutely could. We could remember the rain if we get a little bit lucky here. Joshua, of course, running the Doom Fist, and there's no shield to be had here. Is stunned, is off. Is at 1 health, but manages to use a Meteor Strike to live.
Yep, look at that. And then come in, take out the Sojourn. Will get charged out by the Reinhardt. Look at that. There is no worry on the side of Jazz. Just pushing that as far as they can just to stall the timeout for a minute. Now it's one fight territory. If we see the loss on the next team fight for the side of Flush, it's going to be all over.
Ooh. Here we go. This could be the final fight of the show match here if SFG are able to come away with the victory, but they are just working with the overclock from Jazza. RuPaul gets Bass, the flex support difference, the Florida Mayhem difference coming out and takes out most of the healing for the...
Miss Link Dart. And then look at that, you're going to be seeing the overclock come in. You managed to take out the Lucio, holding this down. You have the Nano just to commit if you want to have a little bit of fun. But look at that, it's still moving. They have to commit themselves on to the point as you see the charge. But Ultra is not going to be having rain. It's actually going to be a drought. And more importantly, it's going to be the end of the series as the Glock not only show themselves to be the champs, but show themselves to be the most confident players around League Zero.
They are the best team around. People are asking for one more map, and I imagine if everyone in the lobby wants to do a 5th map, I'm definitely down to stay around. I got nothing else to do tonight, so absolutely go for it. By the way, I noticed in chat that Pixel Storm said Dividing didn't read my message. What the heck? I thought saying, hey, you got some easy clap sirs to make was enough, but I will go ahead and say it verbatim. The $200 donation, you do deserve that at least. I need Easy Clap Sir Season 0 and Season 1. I cannot let the legend of Easy Clap die and the legacy of the best League Zero team go unknown. If by best League Zero team you mean the team with the most rules broken, then yeah, you're there.
Yep. And honestly, look on the bright side with another map kind of committing in, that's more time to do exclamation point donate, to give, you know, a chance to give out some money. And again, we thank you so much for every dollar, every penny that's going out. Though these players are trolling us, spamming give us.
I don't know if we're getting one or not. Baz has left, so I'm not sure. Oh, he's just back on a different account? Okay, sure.
What? That's a quick swap.
This is... Zara says, this ain't fair. I have Swiss 16. I'm making a time machine and doing it. We're doing it fair. We can do a GOATS map. I'm not sure how GOATS looks in a 5v5 environment, though. And even if we made it 6v6, we would need 2 more players.
It's a lot of things that cause a bit more time in, but I mean, these players know what they want. They will probably fight, call whatever player that they have in the books just to see if they can get it out.
So we'll see. We're going to just get a little bit of hashing out, seeing if we're going to get a 5th map today. Either way, SF Glock have, in my mind, earned the title of best League Zero team in history. Having the only League Zero player in Overwatch League does help with that, though we are getting pretty close. I will say Zara, Bun are both players that are doing fantastic work. Excuse me, and Clear are doing fantastic work in contenders right now, and could be, any one of them could be the 2nd player at any point. And by the way, let's review where we're at in the donations. Thanks to that amazing $500 donation from Shund, we are now over $1,000, which is absolutely nuts. Thank you all so incredibly much. So here's what we have achieved. For $250, we're going to have a highlight video of this show match made. For $500, we're going to run League Zero is going to run a tournament for Hero Gauntlet tournament, which is like a gun game but in Overwatch. For $750, Zara will get the Thanos roll for a day. For $1,000, some sort of draft tournament will be held over the summer. I don't know how, it might just be like a weekend draft tournament, but something will be held. And then next up, if we get another 1,230, we're at 1,235. We have a few more left to go, a little over $250. But if we hit the $1,500 mark, Hedwig will wear a maid costume at some point. I don't know when, but that's what it says. During a collegiate match, Hedwig will wear a maid costume.
That's something that we have. That's something we have to fight for. So, folks, absolutely, let's gaslight it. All right, let's gaslight Hedwig into doing it by getting up those donations. Something that I'm absolutely going for. But I believe it would be appropriate for us just to go over to a short break as we try and get these players kind of figured out what they want to do. So please don't go anywhere because we still have a lot open here. Right,
real quick, before you do that, I do want to give a shout out to all of the other smaller donations we've gotten, because no donation goes unturned. $5 from Skip says, shout out to IC2. $5 from Lux says, well, we're a little late for that, but it says, Jishua, Genji, Glacial, Junker Queen thoughts. I don't think we're going to get that, but appreciate the $5. And then $30 from Big Boy McMatt, the GOAT. Plat Chat, Game for Life, shout out Baz, Bubbles, Nova, Agreed, Acronator, Hedwig, Chegg, Juice, Term, Early Bird, Flugula, Flipside, Pixel Storm, Bun, Zero, Wannabe, Marky Candy, Gagbag, and more. Thank you so much for your generous donations, everybody. And yes, like Intel said, we're going to go to a quick break while we hash out what we're going to do for this 5th and final map of the day, so don't go anywhere. RuPaul, what the heck is wrong with you?
Oh
my God!
I could not imagine the moment we go to break, dividing.
Why would you?
You had all the opportunity to do it mid-game, early game, whatever. But like,
I cannot believe you, man. First of all, thank you so much for your generosity. Clearly, that Overwatch League check is hitting different, and because of that, we hit... The original goal for this stream was $500. We have now risen $2,000, technically $2,035 for the Video Games and Esports Foundation, helping out different franchise students and schools to provide scholarships to gaming and esports schools in clubs. My goodness, what a G right there, helping people out. As of now, we've hit the stretch goal. I don't even know what the $2,000 goal is, but I know Hedwig has to wear a maid costume now.
it is really beautiful. All right, it is.
Oh, so you've got a lot of sirs to make, Akri. So Akri is now going to make a sir out of every Season 0 team because we get $2,000. Oh, sorry. Yes, so it's one sir for all of Season 0. Got it. Okay. Understood. Sorry, I just might have accidentally committed you to eight sirs. I don't want to do that to you. Okay, well, we're into the game, and by the way, if you didn't notice, we're on Blizzard World, and we are playing a 5v5 GOATS map right now. People are off-rolling, people are having fun. It's traditional GOATS except for the D.Va.
It's honestly even more interesting without that D.Va, because you're not having anyone eating up that damage. Rather, you're having the Zarya pop out those two bubbles to be able to get as much damage in as possible to be able to protect. It's almost like the pseudo D.Va in that scenario, but it does look like the defenders aren't really going to be getting much out of this. They are forced back. It does look like first fight is going to be falling in favor of Flush right now.
Beautifully done from Flush to start off. Again, this is just going to be a cluster. We are going to have it's just going to be all over the place. You know, the brawl competitions that we were seeing on Kings Row before, it is going to be that, but on steroids this time around. For those of you who are not around during the GOATS meta, welcome to unadulterated chaos here. Just up close in your face, so much damage all the time.
I think we're seeing why they wanted to go on GOATS, because because they are an aggressive team, and there's nothing really stopping them from just hitting that W key going forward, and as well as RuPaul is kind of that flex player, especially. Honestly, Church really good. Okay, nice try on the shot.
MT just absolutely dipped Baz.
MTD.
What an MTD. What an MTD right there.
Yeah, it's gonna shut it down and shut down the bush. I mean, RuPaul even now has Graviton Surge, so it's gonna walk in favor. I can truly see just the high ground jump. Oh no, poor Zer, stuck inside the enemy's backline being chased down.
Oh my goodness, just teeny bit of space left. Oh, almost had the grab up as well. If you had just given another extra seconds, you would have gotten there, but oh, it's actually the grab comes through from RuPaul first. It's going to force out the Transcendence from Plato, so everyone's going to stay alive for the moment. And Dishua has the Transcendence ready for when the grab comes out from Zera as well. Early beat from Swift is going to try and allow Flush to go aggressive. And even through the Transcendence, it is not enough. Flush is getting the kills. That is the power of the focus fire of GOATS for you. Even with the healing power of Transcendence, it is not enough.
Now they are hosting this lobby. There is nobody telling them yes and no. They've got the shatter set against the sound barrier, which can quite easily be shut down. And Jazza isn't prepared against, well, what could ever happen. Although they do have the high ground as a safe scenario just to be able to invest it, drop right down, boom, you'll be feeling safe. The fight is now committed into 2 charges as that sound barrier on one side is going to be popped. Shatter manages to land, hits 3, Glacial dangerously low, but it is going to survive. Plato going to be falling in the meantime. As you see, a counter shatter going through, managing to find out Zer. Graviton Surge being close up to build, but look at that, under is going to fall, and that's a melt as RuPaul makes me eat my own words.
Wow, RuPaul is charged up and just melting down members of Flush right now. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock as Jazza wins the Lucio 1v1 against Swift. Even when against an off-rolling player, Swift is still taking L's.
There's a charging Ryan in the back lane that manages. I wonder if you call that an MTV difference as you get the charge off of the map, and then Jazza is eventually going to be stunned out. You do see Graviton Surge there, but both Rally and Transcendence able to peel, keep them up. They're now going after this low RuPaul, able to clean it out. Never in my life would I have thought a suicide action leads into a victory.
Oh man, and Zera is going to find Jishua at the end of it, so now Flush continues pushing forward with 2 minutes left on the clock. They are looking pretty good to take point B here. Zera was 10% of the way to another grab. Again, Jishua is going to have the Transcendence to counter it, and will most likely do just that. Actually, Transcendence is used early. That's going to open things up here from Zera as soon as it goes away. Here's the Shatter from Baz as well. Doesn't get much. The grab is out, but is there enough follow-up to do anything about it? It is not going to find any kills in itself, but the unadulterated aggression from Baz on this Reinhardt is going to do it. Point B captured, 3 minutes left on the clock, and Staggers continuing to be found.
Glacial does have the rally to be able to commit for the next fight, but you're dealing with the sound barrier, which, honestly, which one would you even call stronger in this type of scenario?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't.
There's no level of analysis that would do good.
Okay, true that. As you see another charge into the backline, is it going to be working out too well? You don't find the pick, you leave your team to be rushed out on. Though they are patient, they are understanding, they don't want to overcommit out of the sound barrier. They basically are saying they're having to pay for dinner as they move forward looking for their lunch, although jumping backwards for some reason. That's interesting.
Yeah, as now Baz is pushing back in, we are coming up pretty close to a couple of key ultimates for the side of SFG. You have the beat and the rally up already, so lots of armor, lots of overhealth coming in very quickly. MP with the Shatter available, and I think Baz knows it's happening because you're playing quite conservatively right now, but it does slip through. It finds Zera, not going to die to it though because it's Goats, of course. Nobody's going to die. There's the beat.
Yeah, Soundbarrier is able to keep up Glacial, dangerously lows. Right now, the win condition is going to be the grab. However, RuPaul is going to fall before they're even able to build it up. And Sir is going to commit just to help clean up, especially with the Shatter. Honestly, it's a dinner plate that is left messy, but they are going to be able to capture this point.
Yeah, I think that's just going to be it. With a minute 20 left on the clock, yep, there's no chance for anyone to touch, and flushed. I gotta say, while they might have lost all 4 maps prior to this, that has not at all hindered the enthusiasm of this team. I think they just wanted to play Goats this whole time. These guys are having fun.
If you ask me, they brought the expected into the realm of the unexpected, and there is nothing you can do. It's like playing a game, and you don't know what the new character does, and now you're having to face it. It is so unlucky, especially when you're looking at your enemy Reinhardt just charging in every 2 seconds. That's not how you play Goats, and yet it still works perfectly.
Ready for battle.
Acri said shout out to the Vancouver Titans 2019.
Yeah, and also thank you so much, Tail, for the $5 into the donation. It's a beautiful top 8 that we've been getting.
Yeah, I mean, I am genuinely humbled and really just so grateful for all of the donations that we've gotten today. It's going to go to help so many people. Thank you all so much for everything that you've done today, and let's just have some fun and watch some 5v5 Goats here. Could be getting extra rounds, of course, if we get all the way through, but with this current map, we have to, Flush has the opportunity to win a map today if they stop SFG at any point. And what aggression from Baz.
No, what peel from a team as they come in and take full advantage of it to live and then kill Glacial before they can enter the spawn room. Never in my life dividing.
I can't, I have no words at this point. I don't think how did we survive doing Ghost meta for a year? Like, I've watched this for 10 minutes, and I have no idea what to say anymore. It's just they run into each other, and then all the ults go off, and then nobody dies. But Glacial is doing quite a lot. You've got yourself charged up a 3K onto the squishier members of Flushed, and SFG are just going to walk onto the point for free.
Earlier today, somebody said it was a glacial difference, and honestly, I'm starting to see what they mean. Just not only the aim, but the brain that's able to come in. We do see a touch onto the point with the Zarya and Brig, hoping to give a bit more room, but with Zurich gone, that Brigitte doesn't have much survivability on their own. Practically free ult charge here, though. The Shatter is built comparatively to Jazza, who doesn't have it yet. His next fight is either going to be really messy or incredibly funny, and I cannot pick which one.
It's probably going to be both. And if I had to guess. Quite messy and also funny.
Okay, true.
Because and funny because it is messy. As now we head into this next fight here, we're going to have Rally, we're going to have Transcendence and Shatter coming up for the side of SFG. But Shatter, Rally, Transcendence coming up actually for Flush as well. So we're kind of have the three same ults coming out for both sides, and MP is dead.
That is not a good feeling. Falling out very quickly, and now you see the Shatter go through, though it's not going to land. That Transcendence is going to be able to keep both sides up, though Ultra a little too far away is going to be picked off in the end. Now as they move forward, they have to retreat. Honestly, it's a bit of a reverse Uno as RuPaul falls down, but look at that, Reinhardt's going to fall. Not Transcendence, yes, both, everything, come out! As you see Plato looking to pump out that damage, but you're not able. Gonna secure it out, and look at that, they're gonna continue to push up for over 4 minutes at the moment.
I mean, SFG currently has a much faster pace than Flush do at this point in the game, and actually, as of right now, Swift dying does not. No, Zara, you can't. Zara, don't do it. Not the Widow Goats. We can't have this happen.
This wasn't a part of the gentleman's agreement. This is not a surefire moment. You can't just do this.
No, don't do it. Oh no, the gentleman's agreement has been broken. The Woats is
the angry MK going in. I mean, at least they're able to capture the point on the bright side. Nobody's ever gonna be picked off from that.
Yeah, I mean, exactly how much. And now the Farah, I think, has decided that he's going to play mystery heroes now and just swap characters every time he dies. Which, I mean, fair enough. You're gonna go ahead and and actually maybe before you die, you go ahead and swap, as now you go from Wrecking Ball to Winston, the nice little Winton play, and I don't know. I think Zara's just having fun with it now.
They call me Vancouver Titans. That's all I'll say. As you see, that dive goes in. Sound Barrier is going to be able to land, help hit, but it is melted down immediately as they're just fully able to escape, still being chased, eventually melted down. It seems like the Shatter's going to be looking to even things up, missing out the charge, being able to go back. Once again, the Lucio able to find out what they wanted to shut it down. They're going to be able to push this, and honestly, it's going to go down to, what, 1-2 fights?
Yeah, I think honestly one more good fight win for the side of SFG, and yeah, I mean this is just swapping to swap at this point, throwing whatever they can at the wall to see what sticks. We do see a Life Weaver come out from Swift, but with all of these big health pools, it's going to be so difficult for Swift to be able to keep everyone alive, as noted by Ultra getting melted down immediately.
They're having fun, because look at that, the Brigitte just walks in, finds two, and the rest of the team are starting to find their cleanup with around 3 minutes and 28 seconds versus 1 minute and 20. That is night and day.
Yeah, over double the time period. He doesn't know what it does. I think talking about Life Weaver. My goodness. I think, yeah, it is over. It's over double, almost triple the amount of time from SFG versus Flushed. And honestly, I was impressed by the Flushed attack getting up with over a minute to go. But now you are behind the 8 ball. There's no way that Flushed is going to get 5-0'd today, right? There's just no way. It wouldn't happen. Not to the season 2? Season 2 champions?
They're trolling. They're playing a different game. I think they're
I don't know what this is, but I don't think it's GOATs anymore. This is the GOATs in my gold ranked games where someone would go in chat and be like, yeah, GOATs is just when you do 3 tanks and 3 supports, and it doesn't matter which ones. It just works every time, no matter which tanks and supports you pick. And it's like, no, of course that's not how it works. But Flush is going to give it a try.
Well, new definition of go-goats, as they say. It is interesting, though. Baptiste, Lucio, going out with this. Junker Queen really isn't going to be hitting anybody, but, I mean, we're looking at games of... Lucio? Wait, are they... No, yeah, Lucio's all alone. What are you doing?
Going on a little bit of an adventure.
Yeah, you're gonna be seeing that charge canceled halfway through, but unfortunately gonna lose your life. Hoping just to be able to take out this Rhine. You shout, but you're really not gonna be getting much out of it. On the bright side, they do manage to get the angles, almost take to Lucio, but they're not really having the team commitment to be able to win this, and I think that's what they're looking for.
I mean, you just don't have the team synergy, really. I mean, you have a lot of aggro. Honestly, like, look at this. How does with a Junker Queen, a Reinhardt, and a Zarya on your team, how does Plato possibly only have 23% ult charge on Baptiste? That should be like an amplification matrix every fight with the healing grenades.
I mean, you're absolutely right. However, this is an Overwatch difference of ult charge build. As Shaza is going to fall. This is the opportunity they've been waiting for. Doing the immortality so the aggression can commit. Glacial, RuPaul are going to fall. And this point is going to be opened up. And look at the bright side. They're going to be in overtime. But they are going to be able to push this as far as possible.
Yep, we at least won't be ending today with a draw, as now Flush is going to have the opportunity to try and push as much as they can. They're getting pretty close to the Rampage. They're getting pretty close to the Amp Matrix and the Shatter. Ultra and Swift are a little bit off of their ultimates. Ultra definitely can't go down, yet lose anyone in this case. But RuPaul already has the rally available, that ultra wide screen and the stuns, and I think the stun goes through shields as well. Could be massive here.
Yeah, it does. As you see them go through, booped in the air, flying brig, not on my checkbook today. As this fight continues to enter into a very dirty miss. That window's gonna pop. Shatter actually managing to land, taking out 3. You're gonna not see a transcendence. Rather, you can see that payload move for a little longer as Plato manages to get that 3K.
Huge shatter from Baz there, opening things up for Flush as they manage to get through the first big choke point of Blizzard World Point B. But when it comes into the next fight, we are seeing Transcendence, we're seeing Shatter, and we're also probably seeing Beat come up from the side of SFG. So you're going to have a lot of power in this fight. Ultra, though, wants to use this early grab to force everyone back.
Oh, that Shatter
blocked.
Not gonna land, and then Jazza is picked off. What is kicked into this team? New energy arising as they continue to bring in this momentum. Charging in, hoping to take out Glacial, taking that Zenyatta who's in the back and staggering them to new heights never before seen.
As of now, my goodness, and this is what happens, right? When Goats gets going, it is so incredibly difficult to stop it. Now we see Widow Goats from the other side in desperation. Jazza on the Widowmaker now, just trying to find the one headshot you need. And there it is on the Play-Doh in the back. That is your main healer for Flush. And now the flank Widowmaker. It's pine time here for Jazza as he continues to evade capture and might have found the kill necessary for SFG to finally end this attack.
It was more than necessary. You forced her to use the Rampage in a meme format just to solo. Doesn't get the kill. Immortality saves you. Bap can't do anything. And that's a stop on the point. They got that farther than I could truly ever expected. But at least we got a spectacle out of Jazza.
And so, here we go. It's the final attack of the show match. Flush have put themselves in position to at least have one map win on the board at the end of the day. 5 points and 44 meters is nothing to scoff at, even with a 3-minute 30-second time bank. With that, SFG is going to have to win at least one overtime fight in order to take this victory.
I'm a little scared. We saw the Widow. I can totally see the
I feel like at
return
this
on
point, all bets are off, right? Like,
I don't
both
even-
teams have pulled out the Widowmaker at this point.
It's not even goats at this. It's not even goats anymore. It's just throwing yourselves at each other. Look at that. You even see RuPaul go onto the variation, just saying, "Oh, does this work better?" And then Ramatra. How does actually? Ramatra's not even a bad choice when it comes down to technically goats, because you just have blunt. You have blunt, right?
It's been so long since I've seen a 4-tank composition in Overwatch. It has genuinely been years. A Slambulance is here. Here's the problem with the Slambulance right now, is usually you have a second healer. You do not in this case. It is... Okay, it's not actually. Joshua swapped over onto the Baptiste on the last second, so it's not quite the Slambulance anymore, but it definitely is enough to take down Baz as you charge in and get just taken down immediately.
They are angry and they are committing into it, though not long, as you can see, they're basically fighting for scraps. There, you manage with the help of RuPaul, take out 2, get the 3rd, and now they're gonna be able to start pushing up. Heiser. Honestly, I love the fact that we fully know they're there.
Oh, if you had a knife on the MQ right now, it's over. But no, at this point, you're just kind of stranded behind the team.
MK's living their life. I mean, look at that. Look at the friendly peel, guys. That's what you've been waiting for. Honestly, they fully knew that Zer was behind them either way, but they just found it so funny. They didn't do anything about it. They just kind of like let themselves capture the point.
Wow. And so, 2 minutes on the clock, so this is still very winnable for the side of SFG. They could go for the full sweep, the 5-0 here. It will take pretty consistent, almost perfect play at this point in the game, but it is very, very possible. The RuPaul Junker Queen, I believe.
They're taking this fight on top of the high ground. Ryan having trouble dealing with the multiple angles going out, as you see the charge. Oh no, the speed was going in, having to back up just a little. Honestly, it's more interesting the fact that Mickey's managed to keep the team up so well, with Joshua on the point with the window now set. It's going to be hard for them to take that full commitment in. One big slam, and it is over. As you see the Rampage go through, managing to hit Nancy onto specifically Jazza, going after the opponent. But right now, it's not really looking good for either side, as they're both stuck in this uncomfortable neutral.
Yeah, it's really tough here, but at the end of the day, SFG, all that matters is that they keep that cart moving forward and just continuing to do so consistently as this fight continues. Swift, though, is fully charged and angry. Gets a 2K before finally going down. Might have opened things up, though, for the rest of Flush. There's a little bit more time for them to potentially get back into this fight before point B is captured.
Oh, they really want to capture that point. This is the chance for them to win this fight. They're going down. That's not the best feeling. They still have a bit more survivability as Swift is coming up on the Graviton Surge. Really going to build that up before Glacial and before the Shatter counterpart. Mortality able to hold down the line. Can't really have that natural cover as she focuses on the back. Wait, no, Shatter Suzu manages to protect against it. What a clutch play. As Zer also goes on to the Widowmaker. It's not really going to help as the rest of your team gets shut down. But, you know, this is basically overtime to capture. Soundbanger?
All right. The overtime is going to be procced here. It's probably going to come down to this one final fight. With 10 seconds left on the clock, can SFG get it that last 20 meters? The problem is the only ultimate that they have right now is going to be the Rampage from RuPaul. Plato and Ultra are both getting very close to their very impactful support ults.
Yeah, thank you, C2, by the way, for the $15 donation, because this fight, well, it's going messy, so we gotta be quick. As you see, the boop's going around, hoping to see 9. Time enough for touching the point, and it looks like this is going to be the end. It took them all night, but they were not ending on a loss, folks. As you see, the beat was needed, and Flush, they managed to take the victory, 4-1
No one
series.
beats Flush 5 times in a row.
Absolutely. Break play for what?
It's time for you had Inspire up and you get assists on every kill in the game. and then you get play. You know, sometimes I think about GOATs and I'm like, man, I miss that time. And then I watch GOATs and it's like, you know, maybe we're fine. Maybe it's okay, actually, that we don't have to cast this all the time anymore.
I definitely have to agree.
So the official scoreline is 4-1. Flush did draw blood, but SFG are officially the best team in League Zero history.
I mean, that's a proud title that you have to hold, but I think what's more proud is just the plays that they're going to be able to add into the montage just from today. Some of these players just had the absolute best highlights they could have ever asked for. And honestly, I'm just happy that we were here to be able to, you know, present it in the best format possible.
Yeah, and once again, thank you all so much. Everyone who donated today, whether it was $5 or $800, you have really helped out. You're going to help really change a lot of kids' lives for the Video Games and Esports Foundation, which provides grants and financial assistance to disenfranchised students and schools through gaming and esports clubs. So you're really going to be helping some disenfranchised kids to get opportunities in esports that they would not get otherwise. Thank you all so much once again for tuning in. Intel left and rejoined. Intel, do you have any last thoughts?
Yeah, you know, I think my computer gave out for a second. Because honestly, you know, it's still a big shock. We hit that goal, we managed to crush it, and I've got to say that I'm absolutely proud to be a part of this community and to have been asked to be able to cast over this league.
Yeah.
Got my start. A lot of people got their start, and we only continue to grow here. So I'm absolutely excited to see not only what the players who have competed in here continue to do in Contenders, Collegiate, Overwatch League, wherever they go. More importantly, where League Zero continues to bring itself and how it helps the community grow some good talent.
Absolutely. League Zero is special, and I think what we accomplished today definitely proves that. Thank you all so much for watching this very special charity show match between some of the best players that League Zero has to offer. For whatever comes to you in the future, I've been dividing along with Intel as well as Acronator, our production manager, and C2, our lobby coordinator. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.